today's session, typically start off with a quick mind relaxation slash meditation. Our theme today is mindful connections. Let's observe where our mind is getting pulled and connected to by default. Where are our thoughts going again and again? Let's observe just the day to day from morning until now. If we were to plot a histogram of our thoughts, how many bars would it have? Are we aware where our thoughts are taking us? And are we mindful of the connections our mind is keeping, the implicit connections? Which means, even when we are all by ourselves, our mind is still thinking about places, about people, about situations, which at that present moment do not exist anymore. They be events of the past or projections of the future. Because to every connection, there are two ends. The first end is our mind, and the other end could be something in this world, someone, some situation, some place, something. Now, whether that be a situation, a place, or a person, neither is stable. All of these aspects will change in a good or bad way. which we have no control over. And if our mind is anchored to an unstable source, it will never feel relaxed. It will be driven by the instability of the other end. And therein lies the root cause of not experiencing a happy, calm life. It's in nobody's control to change the unstable nature of the other end, inconsistent nature of the other end, fluctuating nature of the other end. But it is in our control to disconnect our mind from these ends and not keep prolonging the connection, which means constantly thinking or allowing ourselves to think about anything that has caused a fluctuation in our thought patterns, instability in our mind. If we can detect that the instability in my mind has not originated in my mind without any cause, but has originated by allowing my mind to connect to an unstable aspect. If we can just detect this part and become aware of gradually where to connect the mind, we will experience more peace and happiness in our life with just this single awareness. And the easiest way to inculcate such an awareness is to have a parking place for the mind, which is emptiness. Drop everything. Leave everything behind. Just become empty. Disassociate, disconnect from everything and become empty. Thank you, everyone, and let's resume our session for today.
Thank you, Sister Raki. So today we'll like to introduce our guest speaker for today, Brother Ashish. Uh, is there anyone who's new joining this session for the first time? If you can please let us know.
Hi, this is Mahesh. I'm joining these sessions for the first times.
Okay, great. Thanks, Mahesh. Anyone else who's joining
Yeah,
for the first time?
myself, Om Shanti Manav from Noida also, first time.
Okay. Thanks, Manav. Thank you, everyone, for joining today, and happy Diwali to all of you. I know this session just shows the spirit of learning that, in spite of a day when everyone else is celebrating, you are celebrating the newness in life by learning something new on a Sunday. So, hearty congratulations and best wishes to all of you. So, I'll just briefly introduce what we do, and I'll introduce our speaker for today. So we are the IT wing of Raj Yoga Research Education, Raj Yoga Foundation Research Education. And essentially, our goal is to uh, leverage the qualities, the power of the mind, all the spiritual powers to bring peace and happiness in our life. As part of that objective of where we realize the peace, happiness within ourselves, we want to make sure we are not disturbed by the uh, job scenarios, by personalities at work. I want to make sure we experience that peaceness and happiness constantly throughout our life and not be impacted by any disturbances at work or career as well. As part of that effort, we in the IT wing, a group of professionals, we all work in the industry, we share the knowledge. So every Sunday from 4 to 5:30 India time, we share what we know and use the qualities and the power of the mind to be able to experience that peace and happiness constantly, all the time. So we have speakers, and we've been conducting these sessions for over a year and a half. We started in October last year. So we did sessions for AWS, we did sessions for Salesforce, we did sessions for Python, data analysis, and next week onwards we'll be doing sessions for data architecture. But essentially we do, and we also did sessions on career guidance and the power of networking. But essentially we want to do these sessions based on what the audience wants and how we can help in your journey. As part of that, we're very glad to have Brother Ashish today. He is an AI consultant and a data scientist by himself, a data scientist himself. So he can share his perspective, what a data scientist thinks like. But today we'll be focusing on Gen AI, and Brother Ashish will share a lot about ChatGPT, how to consume it, what is prompt engineering, essentially how to maximize the power and leverage Chat GPT, its APIs, and everything. So with that, I'll let Brother Ashish share his knowledge and educate us and have this wonderful learning session. Thank you very much.
Hello all,
Brother
very good afternoon. I would first of all like to thank you, Mukesh and Sanjeev ji, for honoring me with this beautiful session. And I wish everyone a happy Diwali from India. And let's get started. Let me know if you are able to see my screen.
Yes, we can see the screen.
Yes, can see the screen. Okay, perfect. So today we are here and we will be discussing about prompt engineering and also about OpenAI's ChatGPT. Like what is ChatGPT? What is prompt engineering? And how do one actually start their career in this and make most out of ChatGPT? So the first thing, the ChatGPT. So whenever we hear this word, a lot of things goes in our mind, like what's this hype is all about. So what are the potential things that ChatGPT can do? So we have seen that people are creating content with it, people are writing code with it, people are just chatting with it for and also getting therapeutic sessions with ChatGPT. And also we have seen that it is able to take your data and do some analytics top of it, and as well as like if you want to have some brainstorm for organizing some event or introducing someone, some speaker coming to your place, how will you do that in a very creative way? The chat GPT helps in all those things. So basically how this whole thing started, let's get to know that. So when chat GPT came, there was a lot of revolution, like revolts around it. So there were maths. If you have gone to the past, we have seen the maths, and you can see the scripts of newspaper on my screen. So maths teachers were like protest against calculator. They're protesting against calculator because like they think that if their students started to use calculator, they will not focus on maths that much, like the basic fundamentals like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. There's a lot of revolt over there. When telephones came, then there was a lot of setback from the post office industry. People will not buy our stamps. People will not write their postcards to their beloved ones. People will not write proper letters. So there was a lot of setback from there. And again, when computers were in the picture, they were again like teachers are like now the companies who are doing like a lot of paperworks, their business will go down. But as we move forward, we saw a lot of replacements taking place. So if you remember, back in 1980s and 1990s, film shots were taken with the help of helicopters. They're not taken with the help of uh, like cameras and all, but with the help of helicopters. Or people used to climb trees or go to help of tall buildings to take shots. But as time passed by, they all are replaced by drones. But then there are something called drone certifications came up. Look, people were trained with drones and all. So if there's a shot going down in one type of a trend, there's obviously another type of a trend coming up. And today we see that a lot of things that is buzzing around on ChatGPT, that ChatGPT is powered to do, and how we can take it in our day-to-day life and make most out of it. So ChatGPT is a sort of a tool, or you can tell it is like a master tool which will help you to solve solutions in day-to-day basis and lower the human interventions that has like people might get tired of doing the same thing again and again, but this thing can be automated using ChatGPT. And as we go forward, we'll see various examples on that. So as you have seen, just like that we saw recently, like how the things are going out and new things are coming. Same happened for mobile phones, smartphones. Before smartphones were there, we used to have some called MP3 players to listen to music and digital cameras to take photographs. Then we have voice recorders in order to record. And then we have wrist watches to see the time. And we should have alarm clocks to get up in the morning. But all these were replaced by something called smartphone. Similarly, ChatGPT, which are like the redundant task, will be replaced, and something automating thing is coming up. It's called ChatGPT, and it's a smaller version. Something it's related to something called generative AI. So as we go forward, we'll discover more about it. So how this whole revolution of ChatGPT actually started. So Greg is one of the founders of OpenAI. OpenAI is a company who actually found ChatGPT. So Greg said that just launched ChatGPT, our new AI system, which is optimized for dialogue. So ChatGPT was found in November 30, 2021, and that time it was popularized. And before ChatGPT was out, ChatGPT is actually using something called GPT. So GPT here stands for generative pre-trained models. So it's a part of your data science modules that is getting buzzing popular. But before ChatGPT comes, it was not there for all audience. Everyone was not able to handle it because it was just limited to the coders or developers or technology experts, because that time it was not openly available. But when ChatGPT came into the picture, everything was become openly available to the public. They become more aware of it, like, yeah, something is there which they can use in day-to-day life to make their life much more simpler. So we see that when this is a trend, like how the number of users are increasing as a usage. So Spotify, if you have heard of Spotify, is a music app store. So it took 150 days to reach 1 million users. Instagram, which is like a photo uploading platform, it took around 75 days to reach 1 million users. But ChatGPT, within 1 week itself, with not even a week, within 5 days, it reached 1 million users. That is the broad base of usability that people are targeting using ChatGPT. And then there are various use cases are there when it comes to using ChatGPT. So you can ask it questions and answers. Like if you have some doubt, you're not able to understand whom to ask, you can free feel to ask ChatGPT, and it will give you some basic generalized answers. And if you want to search something online and want to get some good answers, you can even use something called Bing AI is also there. It will search online and put the solution which is relevant in the current times. And if you want to do summarization of text, like you have a long big para given to you from your boss, or something like you're in a school and you're studying and you have a whole big paragraph and you're not able to understand, I want it very simplified and crisp, you can use summarization. And then there's also code generation is also available. Suppose you have to code something and it's like immediately required. In those cases, ChatGPT has something as good as like GitHub Copilot. So it can be used to write your code faster. Now, these are some of the movies that have been used to make like robots inventions. People have a very misconception that robots and generative AI, all these things are going to take over the world, but that's not true. And we will discover why it's not true right now. And these are some movies which are using this concept of ChatGPT type of models, robots, in order to talk and get answers out of it. Now, put a disclaimer over here, like whatever I'm going to speak in this 1.5 or 2 hours session, everything I speak right now there will be a lot of more updates are coming up. And because of that, there's something new you will be learning every time you come across some sessions on ChatGPT or be it on generative AI. Okay. So why I give this disclaimer? Reason being, recently some new things have come in ChatGPT. So ChatGPT, previously there was very less amount of information you can give it to the ChatGPT to make most out of it. But now you can give much more details. Like you can upload PDFs, you can upload Excel sheets, you can even upload. Hello. So
reading Dolly?
yeah,
You're not
so
using, if you're not, can you mute yourself, please? Because it's disturbing the rest of the audience.
Google कर देखो ना किधर है?
Lalit, can you mute yourself? Or Akshay, can you mute Lalit, please?
thank you. So there are a lot of new things are coming up in ChatGPT. Like previously, the knowledge that ChatGPT has was limited, but now it has been connected to internet as well. So you'll get to see what all the benefits we have with ChatGPT. I'll show you some awesome use cases as we go forward. So here's a video, the capability of ChatGPT. So I'll just give you a gist, then I'll show you the video again. So basically in the video, you will see how someone is talking to a chat bot and they're not actually taking help of any humans. And through that, they are being able to like make the whole thing themselves. Like there's a person, he has an issue with his cycle. He is not able to sit on his cycle properly because the seat is quite high and he wants to lower down the seat. In order to lower down the seat, he has a toolkit and he has a manual guide, but it's very tedious for him to read because he's very new to this mechanical work. So he takes a photo of his cycle and then he takes a photo of the seat and asks like where he should lower the seat from which place. And he also uploads the manual and the toolkit that he has to be followed in order to lower the seat. And this he did, he's completely new. He doesn't know anything about mechanical engineer or anything. He is he just gives these instructions to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT understands the from images and from the the manual and the toolkit and explains him what are the things he could do with the help of those toolkits and get the most out of the lowering the seat. So I'll again show you the video. So he's uploading the bicycle photo over here. So the chat GPT gives him the instructions like how to lower the seat and what all things he needs to do. Then he takes the image of the photo and asks that is this the place that I need to loosen the screw or something so that I can actually make lower my seat. So the chat GPT says that's not the lever, it's the vault, and explains him that that he is to loosen it in order to get the seat down. So you see, he doesn't know how to read the manual or which toolkit to use. So he pasted the image of the manual and the toolkit so that the chat GPT can guide him. So that's how the chat GPT figured it out. He saw the manual, he saw the label DeWalt over there, and then he also told him which toolkit to use, like 4 len key. That's the toolkit to use in order to lower the seat. So that's the power of ChatGPT and prompt engineering. So we'll go back. So before I even go forward, can someone name this person? Like, he's one of the person behind finding all this thing, and he's an Indian, and he was the one who actually started this revolution of ChatGPT. Anyone can answer it? Just making to know that you're all in place here. Any guesses? Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, cool. So, jokes apart, he is actually a purely generated by AI. I made this image, so he's not a human being. I was just playing around. So, think of ChatGPT as a genius intern in your company. Okay, the person like who knows how to write code, who knows how to make awesome PPTs, who know how to do the data visualizations in Excel, and who knows how to summarize the text. So he's that brilliant guy, and today we will decode him. Like, how does he do that? And so that we can make most out of this ChatGPT intern. Okay. So, okay, another fun fact before going forward. What is the hottest language in the world? Can someone say, well, what is the hottest language in the world according to you? Like, just booming right now. Any guesses?
Python.
Anything else? No. Any other? No.
English.
Sorry.
English.
No. Anything else?
Chinese.
You are close, but that's the correct word. Okay, let me reveal it to you. It's actually English. the the reason being, we all have in the thought that Python is going to take over the world or something, but right now the people who are actually good at English and know how to write good quality prompts, will come to that, the meaning of prompts, but good language to the ChatGPT like models, they can make this thing whole automated in sitting all alone. They don't need any humans intervention in order to make most like these models to work. So English is the strongest language right now. People who have good quality English or can make most out of it, writing some understandable English for the machine, they can get most out of the this ChatGPT type of devices or being AI. So we'll figure it out. So as you see my screen, this is a simple screen over where we talk about various things like how to write prompts. Okay, the blue box that you see is called a prompt. So we give a prompt to the machine, and then the machine takes the input, and then it goes to the ChatGPT or the model that is there, and inside that, it comes out with an answer which is called completion. And the red window you see at the bottom is called context window. What does this context window do? It has a word limit of 3000. Within 3000 words, if you write anything, it will be able to understand that and give good output to you. And this is a ChatGPT window, and this is the main key things. So you have a prompt, then it goes inside the machine, and the output comes, and it's called completion. So, okay, another fun fact. So before going forward, since we know the words, like the machine takes around 3000 words in order to give a good answer to us. So these all things like ChatGPT and all, they're all like, what to say, they're all coded inside computer, right? Computer doesn't understand English like us. Yes, we write English to get maximum out of the models, but it doesn't understand English. It understands something called vectors or tokens. Okay, so these are actually the English words are changed into something called tokens, and these are numerical representations of your English words. Like Ashish went to school. So Ashish went to school. So these 4 words are changed into some type of numbers inside the machine, so that they make like the machine can understand, okay, what we are trying to say, tell it. So can anyone guess, like 100 tokens can equal to how many words? Any guesses? Random guesses? Any random guesses?
3,000 words.
That's pretty far. Anyone? Any other guesses?
100.
Close, quite close, but it's not 100. Okay, let me reveal it to you. So it says 75 words. Okay, 75 words will break down into 100 tokens. So roughly 75% is the token length. So your word length is 100, then your token length is around 75%, is the 75% of that. Okay, does anyone know this image that I have posted in between? Anyone has idea? Have ever seen this image before? Yes or no? Any guesses? Okay, we will come to that.
Neural network.
Sorry? Yeah,
Neural
you're
network.
close. You are very close to it, but it's not that. Okay, we'll come to that. It's very interesting. You'll love it.
Nodes
So-
and connection.
Yes, it's close by. We'll come to it. We'll come to it. So
Yeah.
recently, it has been seen that just like OpenAI has something called ChatGPT, which is powered by Microsoft, because recently Microsoft has taken some sort of ownership or share from OpenAI on ChatGPT. Similarly, Google is coming up with something called Anthropic AI. They're helping Anthropic AI, just like Microsoft is helping OpenAI, and they have come across a model that's actually a rival model for ChatGPT. So currently we see that ChatGPT takes around 3,000 words, as I said, and it's like 75%. So it becomes around 4,996 tokens. Okay, but that's the ChatGPT 3 version. The new that ChatGPT 4 is coming up, it's like 14,000 tokens it has. Okay, that's like writing a short stories, that much amount of words you can say. And now the latest version of ChatGPT 4 that recently announced, it has 32,000 tokens. Tokens, and from 8,000 to 32,000 tokens. That's you writing like a mini book itself. But last but not the least, the new one, that's the rivalry of ChatGPT that is coming up in the market. It's called Claude. Okay, it was previously only restricted to UK and US, but you can also in India also it has come up, and it has around 100,000 tokens, and that is like 7,000 words. That's like you can write a whole book and get it published using the Claude itself. So that's a very big rival of ChatGPT, and they're competing right now, and it has a very good accuracy. Then cross-check it later sometime. But yeah, that's there. That's called Claude. This is a Claude symbol. Okay. So before moving forward, I'll tell you some types of prompting is there. What is prompt? So basically, as I showed you, the box where we write the question or ask something to ChatGPT or any models that are there, like I saw Claude, like that. That's called prompts. So there are various ways to write prompts, and this techniques of writing various type of prompts is called prompt engineering. So here you see, this is a type of prompt engineering where we give a prompt that classify this review. I love this movie. So it will classify it. So first we give the prompt, then is go to the model. So this ChatGPT, Claude all are called large language models. Okay, why large language models? Because they take large amount of data and then try to come across some good quality answers out of it. Because they're trained on a very large data, like 13 billion, 20 billion, or like 100 billion parameters itself, not columns. I'm saying parameters. That's why they're called large language models. So we give this prompt, like classify this review. I love this movie. It goes to the model, and then the completion shows. And completion here you see that sentiment, like sentiment is equal to positive. That shows I love the movie, and the final output is positive. This is called zero shot inference. Why zero shot? Because we are not giving any examples to it. It's directly we're asking, we're getting the output. So you see, this is actually giving a desired output. We want a positive or negative or neutral type of sentiment. We're getting the output. But this doesn't always work. So I'll show you. For example, I give another prompt like I love this movie, sentiment. So it might happen that it writes something, some garbage value, like reviewed a very nice book, review, something like that. But we didn't want that. We want a proper sentiment, either positive, negative, or neutral. We didn't see that. So in these cases, how do we handle this situation? In that case, there's something called one-shot inference comes into picture. What does happen in one-shot inference? We give an example to the model, and from example, it tries to learn. For example, classify this review. I love this movie. So sentiment should be positive. So I want the output in this format. You're telling the machine that I want the format like positive, negative, or neutral. In that case, you give another one is classify this review. I don't like this chair. So classify it. So on completion, it understood that you want in that particular format and it give you a good answer. It's called negative. This is called one-shot inference. Now, if your machine is still not able to give you answers, then something called few-shot inference comes into the picture. So there's called few-shot inference. You give multiple examples so that the machine understands like what are you actually looking for, which type of answer. So I give like, I love this DVD, so that's positive. I don't like this chair, that's negative. So this is not great. So what is the sentiment behind this? This is not great. So that time it's able to classify seeing this that not great. So you didn't like it. So to answer you negative, that this is how you give like these are the various techniques: one shot, zero shot, one shot, and few shot inference. These are the various techniques that we give it in prompt engineering so that the machine actually learns from you and give you desired outputs. Okay, then we'll see more when we do the practical examples. Then here are some fun things that people do with ChatGPT. Like they ask like, what's the weather on Mars? Like this, if you go to Google and search like what's the weather on Mars, you get a lot of scientific information and everything. But it's like people are doing for fun. You'll not get some witty answers. But ChatGPT gives some very creative answers. Okay. And suppose you have your son's or daughter's birthday is there, and you have to make a cake, and you don't know how to make a cake. So you can write the ingredients that you have with you, and then ask it like, "Hey, please suggest me the best ways to make a birthday cake." And similarly, if you see the fourth one over here, what's the best way to make a grilled cheese sandwich? So it will go there and see the online, and it will give you very unique recipes. Recently, this happened in Coca-Cola industry that they had the users feedback about their cold drink as well as the percent. They also have this data where they have a different percentage of chemicals they use in order to make their cold drink. So they club this together and ask ChatGPT, please make a flavor that tastes the best among all our flavors. And ChatGPT made a new flavor of cold drink for them, and they use that script, that cold drink flavor, to make a new flavor, and they call it the ChatGPT flavor Coca-Cola. I don't think it's in India right now, but yeah, people tested and they loved it. So that's the power of ChatGPT. Okay, so you can try this fun questions with ChatGPT later. So going forward, let's understand how to master the skill of prompting. So we saw what is prompting, like, and we saw some techniques prompting, and what are the fun things people do with prompting. And now we'll see how do I actually make most out of prompting. So again, coming to our intern, like ChatGPT intern, and see like what are the use cases and how he does prompt, like how do we make most out of our intern. So always remember the type of input you give to ChatGPT or Bing AI or Claude. So the way you write the input, the way you will get the output. So suppose you say that who is the best player in cricket. So that's a very random question. You're not mentioning like which year or which tournament or which team. You're not specifying anything. You're just saying who's the best cricketer, like that. So it's a very random question. So you'll get some random answer. You might not get Virat Kohli, or you might not get Maxwell or something like that. You'll get very random answer. But if you specify something like who is in 2023 Cricket World Cup, who is the best batsman, then it will go and search online, get the most number of runs which player did and what was the average run rate and everything. On that basis, it will give you a good result. So that's the way you should use it. Be very specific when you give instructions to your your chat GPT intern, or you ask any question to it. So I'll give you a very live example of how a bad prompts looks like. Suppose I write a sales email to promote a launch of ChatGPT workshop. So I asked ChatGPT to write a sales email for me, but I didn't explain it like when is the date, what are the target audience, and whom I should send this, who are the best people I should send it to, what all things I will be covering. I'm not putting all this. I'm just writing a very flat email. So you see, I get a very I got an email but it's not structured and it's not actually very neutralized. The tone is very neutralized. It's not very exciting as well. Now let's understand how to write a good prompt. So there's a story behind, like, for example, if you go to your ChatGPT intern and tell him that you are hungry and you need food, so it will go and bring some, so for example, some non-veg food for you. It doesn't, because you didn't specify him that you're a vegetarian and you're dieting right now. You're dieting right now. He doesn't know that. That's why he gave you some bad, like he gave you some, he bought some non-veg food like a hamburger or something, but you can't eat it, right? Then the whole point of using ChatGPT becomes a waste, right? Your intern is not performing well. So you have to be very specific and you have to give good examples to it in order to get maximum out of your intern. So now, how this here I'll tell you how to write a good prompt. So whenever you write a good prompt, first to tell him the context first, like what are you looking for. So you tell him that you are an experienced email copywriter who has written for a brands like this. So you're telling that the ChatGPT model that you're an experienced copywriter. It's you are telling that you act like a experienced copywriter, email copywriter. Then you give the task. The task is like write a launch email for a new workshop of Growth School on ChatGPT 101. So we give him a task and then we give him some instructions like your target audience. You're following the 22 plus. You has to be the target audience, and you're conducting a workshop where people can come from marketing, tech, product, and design, different roles, and you'll explain them what are the hacks and tools. And at the end, you give them some data, like include a review for someone who said that the session is no-brainer for anyone who wants to stay relevant in 2023 and beyond. So you also tell him some data also, like make it relevant for 2023. Don't make it very outdated like 2021 or older than that. So you give a completeness to it. Now I'll explain each structure, each part of it. So whenever it comes to prompt engineering, there are 4 parts to it. One, first the context. You have to tell him like what are you looking for. Then the task. Then the task is in like what you want the machine to do. Then instruction. Instruction is like how it should do, and third is the example or data. So that's not a mandatory field; it's optional, but that's like it will give you like it's like a path to follow. For example, the again coming to the food, you're hungry. You say that hey ChatGPT, you are a chef and act like a chef who has worked in Taj, okay, and then task make some cheese sandwich for me as I'm dieting and I can't eat a lot of oily food or masala. Make it very simple, and then instruction. You said that like keep the number of cheese less, put more salads and cucumber and onion on it, and make it less oily. So all this comes in instruction. Then give an example. Then you can give an example like make it as simple as a vada pav, not too oily, not too spicy, but medium. So that's how you give a complete prompt. So first, as I said, first to give a context to it, you tell that you are a chef or you are a business owner or you are a CEO or an email writer over here, as in this case. Then you give some task to it, like it can be like writing an email or writing a blog or summarizing a text or even like making an announcement like that. And then you give him some instruction like what he needs to follow, like the target audience I said, and what are the bonuses and extra will be added. You tell that, and then you give some data to it, like suppose for example you can say that you are like Elon Musk, just like you launched Tesla. I want you to launch another same type of a thing, which is like launching for ships, something like that. Okay. Then this is a good prompt. This is how a good prompt looks. We have a context, we have a task, we have a instruction, and a data. So even hello, yeah. Any questions or?
How it differentiates between the task and the, because everything is English, you have just had some different paragraphs, right? So how does it differentiate it from the context, task, instructions, and the data?
Yeah. So in the context, you give up what to say. You in the context, you tell him like how he should act, like how ChatGPT should behave. That's context. Okay. In task, you give him the what it should do, and in instruction, you actually give him some more guidelines. Like let's just think about like your daughter. You want your daughter to make some drawing for you. Okay. So you tell the daughter like think you're a painter. That's the context. Second task, tell him that you have to paint a picture of a cat or a dog. And third, you tell them that the scenario, like the dog is sitting next to a fence, there's a green grass, and it's a sunny day. Those are the instructions. And data is the optional field. Data is an optional field. So you can say that you can give a reference, like you saw that we went to this park, and over there this dog was sitting next to the fence. That was the data. Okay. So this is the 4 golden magic keys for writing a good prompt. I hope I was able to answer your question.
But yeah,
So moving
how
forward,
to differentiate between? I mean, is it that the how it will differentiate the things? It is the the paragraphs
okay,
basically
how
spacing.
got it. I got a question now. Yes. So basically, it will go through the details and see that what all I have inferred to it, like whatever you're given to it. So through that, it will take the words. Like for example, in my case, you are an experienced email. That is a nudging prompt. Okay, like this. That is a part where come to know that how he had to act, how the ChatGPT should act, and then write a launch email. This right word is telling it that it's a task it has to perform, right? And then make a copy, and this part is like the instructions part, like where it takes the instructions, like what all he has to do. So this structure paragraph wise that we have divided, it reads the main keywords, like write is a keyword over here. It will understand, okay, I have to write an email. Then you are an experienced email writer, copywriter. That's a nudging prompt, like it, okay, I have to act like this, I have to do this, I have to follow these instructions, and this is what is given to me. So reading through this, it will understand, okay, the gist of it. I'll show an example it's a demo. I'll show example as well. You can also write like this. Yeah. So it's instantly done. So ChatGPT takes these keywords and try to find the best suitable way to fix it and get most out of the answer out of it. Yeah. I hope I was able to answer. I'll show you the example as well.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. So going forward, so there's something called improve ChatGPT's output. So suppose you give an input and it doesn't give you the good output. In that cases, there's something called chained prompting. So what is chained prompting? So you ask ChatGPT something, it give you an output. That output is not satisfactory. Then you again update that prompt in order to get more proper output out of it. It's called chained prompting. Then modify output. So modify output is what we ask in a particular format. It gives another format. Suppose I ask ChatGPT to give me the top 10 cricketers in 2023 Cricket World Cup, and it gives in bulleted format. But I want it in a tabular format. And that thing can be done. That's called modify the output. Then refine or fact check or edit. So sometimes ChatGPT, his knowledge is actually limited till September 2021. So because of that, it might be that it try to outsmart you by giving some answers which might be wrong actually. So always recheck the answers, like go to Google, cross check the answer is correct or not. So let's get there are different types of prompting now. So there's a chain of chain of thought prompting is there. There's something called fill in the blanks prompting. Then there's something called tree of thought prompting. So I would give you one example of this. You can see this all. There's a lot of research papers are there, but I quoted it, and this is the main crux. This is how this prompting are done. So, for example, the fill in the blanks prompting is like Sanjeev has to put a picture on the wall. So he put the picture and then he went down to pick up dash. So dash can be filled up with any of the values. Like the machine can research it and come up like can be a pen, or it can be a hammer, or it can be something like a sand, dust, paper. So machine can be creatively come out with some solution. So this is called fill in the blanks prompting. So you can just check it online, and I also have some blogs I will share with you guys later. Okay. So now going forward, there are some limitations to ChatGPT. As I said, the knowledge is limited to 2021 September. So if you ask ChatGPT, who is the current CEO of Twitter, it will not able to tell you that it's Parag Agarwal, because it doesn't know that Parag Agarwal was there at a point, and then it doesn't know about Elon Musk also was a CEO of Twitter, or Linda currently. It won't be able to tell you. It will go back to George. Someone was there in 2021 to them. So the factual error is there. So be very careful when using ChatGPT. Don't go blindly with the answers. Always cross-check the facts. Then we had this 300,000 words that we had this, like it can't take more than 3,000 words. But after this new revolution has taken place and ChatGPT 4 has come up, it has been shoot up to 32,000 words that I showed you a few minutes back, and it does not remember anything. So basically, if you ask something right now, it will be able to tell you the answer. But later, when you come and ask the same question, it might not be able to remember the answers. This is one of the drawbacks, and that's why something happens. It's called hallucination. So what is hallucination? So hallucination is basically the ChatGPT type models or Claude or any Bing AI or anything. They don't remember the answers that you have told them upfront. They tend to forget as the time passes by. So research are still going on how to retain the memory of these models, and these are some of the few of the limitations. Okay. Now, as I speak of hallucinations, as I say that don't blindly believe in ChatGPT. The reason being, if you see, I asked ChatGPT this mathematical question, like this is the question, and please give me the answer. What is the answer for this? So it gave you the answer like one word, and then I went and checked it on calculator. I found the answer is completely different. So the calculator one is correct and the ChatGPT one is wrong. This is because the ChatGPT tries to give you the answer in a creative manner. It doesn't actually sits down and does the calculation, but it tries to give the answer in a very creative way, because of which it tends to be giving wrong answers. But again, there is something called step by step. Okay, please provide a step by step. If you use this prompt, please provide a step by step, then it actually able to give you the correct answer. Okay, why does that happens? Because the ChatGPT is a very creative person. Okay, he's like a writer. It writes from the bottom of his heart whatever comes to its mind. But when you instruct it, like follow the Badmas or Pandas rule and give me the answer, that time it sits down and follows this instruction of yours, and then it comes out with the correct answer. That you see, like 0.206 is actually correct answer. So you can use this nudging prompt in mathematics and all to use step-by-step calculation in order to get good answer from ChatGPT. Okay. So again, coming to this ChatGPT intern. So me and some of my friends, we currently had making an app which will we integrate it to the WhatsApp itself. We don't have to go and work outside like something like I don't have to go to the ChatGPT portal itself. I can do answers in my WhatsApp itself. So here's a small example. So in my WhatsApp, if I say write a launch email for a new workshop for growth school on generative AI, so it will start typing, and after some time it will give the answer. It's not only restricted to that. We're also trying to make it voice recognized. Like I say, give me a tweet on AI, so it will just go to the chat. It will just go to the backend, go to ChatGPT, and then it will try to pull a new exciting tweet for me. So we are working on it. So this is a way how the world is moving right now with prompt engineering. Okay. Now the interesting part. we'll discuss some cool use cases of ChatGPT, and I'll practically demo it to you how you can also do it. Okay. So first is act like a. So we saw that in the prompting, there are four parts to a prompt. First is your context, then is your task, third is your instruction, fourth, which is optional, the data. Okay. So act like a. So these are the various roles the chat GPT can act like a. So it can act like a marketer, it can act like a CEO, it can act like a investor or a therapist. So these are the various roles chat GPT can take, and these are the various tasks it can do. Like it can write an essay or an article or like a awesome headline or a caption for your Instagram post, or even make a good cold email for your various job offerings. This is what we can do. And then final output. The final output can be in a form of a list or a PDF or in the form of a table. So all this thing it can do. So we'll come to it. Like I'll show a practical example how you can do it right now. Okay, let's do some hands-on. So I go to this chat GPT. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So first is act like a. So I put like act as a digital marketer and write an email to a potential client for the services that we provide. Also tell about our awesome 40% discount pricing that is going on for Diwali. Okay, so you see act as a digital marketer. So that's the context I gave it. Then what he has to do, write an email for a potential client. Okay, so he has to write an email to a potential client for the services that we provide. And then you can tell that what all services like you provide, like making banners, making thumbnails for YouTube, or writing captions, or even writing blogs. All things you can summarize, and then you also give us an instruction that to specifically tell about the 40% discount you give in the Diwali time. And then let's see what does it do. So you see, it wrote the whole email in seconds, and I didn't have to do a lot of brainstorm. And it was also give the placeholders. So these boxes that you see over here is called placeholders. Okay. So if you don't even want these placeholders, you can mention it, like you can just write here our potential client, for some random like Tom Cruise, some random name Tom Cruise. Okay. And we just run it. So instead of writing this thing, instead of writing the dear client in a placeholder, it understood that our client name is Tom Cruise. So it replaced it with Mr. Cruise. So it also shaved our time. So wherever the placeholder was there, like Tom Cruise placeholder, they all are automatically shifted with Cruise, just Cruise. That's the beauty of it. And we got a detailized email, and we see like what all are there. Even here, you can also specify the names, like your name and all. You can tell it, and it will take those details. Yeah. But one more thing coming here, never ever give your phone number or email address to ChatGPT. The reason being, it learns your personal data as well. So don't give those information. Just give the information like textual information which can you publicly share. Why I say that? Because there's some private information that you have, and you need to protect it, and you don't want the world leakage to the world, like your email address or phone number. So never share these details with it, but you can share about your website link or something, so that people can come to know like what is your website link and everything. So that can become popularized. So you can share those, but never share your personal email or your phone number with ChatGPT. Okay. So that comes under responsible AI. So recently it happened that in Samsung, some person by mistake shared the company's secret key with the ChatGPT, and it learned everything about the data. And when others were searching about Samsung, it was revealing those information. So Samsung has to shut down ChatGPT completely in their organization just because of this small mistake. And then it also happened in Italy that someone's chat window was visible in someone else's chat window. So that is also like breach of privacy, right? Then Italy also shut down ChatGPT completely. So be very careful what type of data you're actually putting to ChatGPT. If you want to learn something like how it behaves and all, it's some dummy data. Make up some dummy data and give those details, but don't directly drop in your personal information. Try to avoid that. Okay. So that's an example of how to do act as a. Let me try another one. Act as a HR and tell me the best ways to get hired in the recession time. So generally people ask HRs like, I am searching for a job. Do your company has a job? If they don't have, like what all they need to do. So in that case, you can just ask ChatGPT, like act like an HR, you are a hiring person. So what you actually look for a person, like what all they should do in order to get a job. So you see, it's a networking. So increase your network. So coming to network, so suppose you're connecting with anyone on LinkedIn or any social platform, just don't set a connect and just drop by. Always write something to them. After connection is done, write something. Hi, nice to meet you. I saw your LinkedIn profile. It's very good and would like to remain connected in the long term. Something like that. Or it gives you various solutions like learning online, doing some adaptabilities should be there. Then how to diversify your job search. What are the different portals are there like Naukri.com, Remotive.com, goes to these places and search for jobs. Then you can also do volunteer or do freelance. Like there's something called Upwork and Fiverr is there, where people go for searching for jobs. And then there's something called optimize your LinkedIn profile. So you have to, if your LinkedIn profile is not end to end done, like headlines is missing, your DP is missing, your summary, your summary is missing. Try to fill up that, make it more prominent. So all of these steps has to be followed. Okay, so that's how act as a work. Okay, now let's go to the next use case. So yeah. So next question, it can summarize anything like a pro. Okay, so suppose you have read a book. Suppose you are reading a very famous book, for example, The Alchemist. It's a Paulo Coelho's famous book, and you read till the page 100, and you don't and because of something you couldn't continue reading. You have to get back to some work or some family function or some other things. And you came back to read the book, but you don't remember what all have been written. In that case, yeah. Yeah, in that case, you just tell the model that please summarize the text for me till that page. So act as a great reader and summarize the first 100 pages of the book, The Alchemist. By Paulo Coelho. So you see, it's understood that, and it's summarized everything for you so that you can continue reading after 100 pages. You don't have to again reread the whole thing. That is the beauty of ChatGPT. And apart from that, if you suppose if you go to online and you're searching for some book, some news, suppose you're searching on artificial intelligence, Wikipedia, wiki. I go to Wikipedia, okay, and I will see it's a tons of words are there. It's so big. So and I want I want to understand this, but I don't have time to read the whole thing. So I'll just copy the instance, then go to ChatGPT, paste it here, and then please summarize the above and give me top 5 points. So what you're doing, you give a context, like this is the context, the above that the text that you're giving is a context, then you tell it to summarize it for you. That's a task. And what it has to do, instruction is to give you top 5 points, and then you can tell like make it turn it into a table. So it went through it, and see, it's beautifully turning it into a table as well. So everything is turned into a table. So first it's a definition, then widely used applications of artificial intelligence and history and funding, and then subfields of and goals of AI and multidisciplinary nature of AI. See, it able to like make it very crisp to you. You don't have to go through the whole thing, and it become very simple. Now you can take this table and use it in your slides, or you can use it as a like a memento. You can keep it for later and read it back. So it becomes very feasible for you. Okay, so that's the power how it summarizes a text. Good. Now, if we go back, there's something called it can help you to write stunning cold emails, saving tons of hours. So we saw how it writes email, right? But if you go through this email, it's very like the problem with ChatGPT is it makes it very neutral. It doesn't sound very appealing. So in those cases, if you want emotion, a bit of emotion, I would recommend you to go to Bing AI. So this is the platform for Bing AI. You can just Google Bing AI, and this page will come. And here you can tell it to write an email for you, and it actually has more emotions in it. Act as a great act as a CEO of Pepsi. For example, Pepsi. Write an email to a potential client telling him of the latest and greatest work in Pepsi industry, and also offer Diwali discount. Okay, so you see, act like a Pepsi CEO of Pepsi. That's the instruction. Then write an email to a potential client. That is the task. Tell him of the latest and greatest work in Pepsi industry. That is the instruction. And then we have also so that is the first is the context, then task, then the instruction, and then also offer Diwali discount. So you that's a extra data you give asking it to them for. Okay. So it will now act as a CEO. Okay, you are a human. So it will act as a CEO, and it will start to think what are the latest things that have been done in Pepsi. And after that, it will also, you see, greetings from Pepsi India and an exciting Diwali offers. You see the subject, it made it all by himself. Then his client's name, that's a placeholder. If you mention the client's name, it will take it over there. And you see, it's a whole, and it also like a properly structured as well. Like first of all, and secondly, what are the great things they are doing currently in Pepsi? Able to classify it, like they're going for zero sugar cola. They're coming up with there's no sugar added. That's for dieting people. And what are the new beverages that are coming up post COVID? All these things they're being able to add. I didn't have to go and do a lot of research online. You see, everything like they all it was able to pull it from online itself, because being AI is not restricted to your September 2021. It is like pulling from internet as well. It's searching online as well. So your research timing has reduced drastically because of this, and it also giving you discount, like say 10% discount on the first order and till November 30, 2023. So you see that it gives you timing also. I never mentioned this thing. That is the cool part of it. And then you can put, give the name here and the phone number here. That it's a private information. So once you do this, you can download this output, and then you can just replace this, do a little bit of research to check the facts are correct or not. For example, here you see these lines have been coming up. So these are the redundant data. So always you have to do a little bit of editing, and then you can shoot an email to it. So it will save you tons of your time. And suppose you're a working professional and you want to email to an HR. So like act as a job seeker, write a good email to and to the HR of Adidas, suppose Adidas company or Adidas marketing department, and tell about your great skills at web development. Okay. It's also showing me discounts for Diwali. Nice. So you give him the prompt, and then you see how it will actually go through your details, and it will create a stunning email. Right. So these are the job of it. Also tell you like, I saw your advertisement here, link. How do you actually come across your portal, and what are the skills I am good at, and what are the things you have actually done, your projects, able to cover that. Then your GitHub link, or if you have a website, those links. So you see, it's giving you a template like how to actually write an impressive email to a HR so that they can hire you. See, you got the extract thing, like you can come to know like, okay, these are the things if I have in my resume or in my email, cold email, I can get most out of it, like get a proper job. Okay. Now, if I next we go down. So I showed you like how to apply for jobs using this, and then going forward, this is the cool part, like how to make a website all of your like using ChatGPT alone without using anything else. I'll show you an example of using just ChatGPT. I'll make a whole website, and you can like make the same. Okay. Create a great looking gym website, and make it using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript in one HTML, in one .html file. So I gave it the instruction, and let's see, like it will make this. See, it has started making as well. In seconds, it has been done. So if I just copy and see the look, like how does it actually look? HTML viewer. Suppose I use this one. I with this, I paste it here. So you see, my simple website is ready. Like my stunning website. There's a click. There, like the buttons are also there. View class schedule. I didn't even ask for class schedule, but class schedules are there. Suppose I don't like the color or I need more information, so I can just go to ChatGPT and say that add more details. So this thing that currently I'm doing is called chain prompting. So first I give a prompt, I got the output, and then I want something more out of it from the same. So it's a continuation. So it's called chain prompting. So add more details, like the gym is located in Kolkata, and the trainer has 10 plus years of experience. So you see, just started to add all those details, and I didn't have to like make any changes to it. If I copy this, we'll go back, Control Alt, Control V. You see here, experienced trainer, and like has 10 years of experience, and it also must have told about the location. See, located in Kolkata. That wasn't there before, right? So I didn't have to make any changes, making new tabs or anything, and my website is also able to make. Even if I tell it to like change the color, all is good. Change the color to red and blue, blue, not black and gray. So I didn't have to understand those CSS files, how the colors and which are the colors. I can directly just run this and I'll get the colors as well, like color coded changes. Control Alt, Control V. You see, the color code changed. Like it was gray and blue, so it was changed to blue and red. So if you want this change, just have to mention it, and it will automatically take those values and it will change those as well. So can directly make these changes. This is one of the most beautiful application of ChatGPT. Cool. So going down, so apart from text, we saw that how from text to text we can use ChatGPT, and then there's something called text to image. So DALL-E, E, then Stable Diffusion, Midjourney. These are just like ChatGPT is for text. There's something for images are there. It's for DALL-E, Stable Diffusion, and Midjourney. They're very good at images. And now there's something called Runaway ML and FB. FB is like Meta. It's a Facebook's thing. They are also good at producing images, like from text to images. And the reverse is also possible. Like if you give an image, it will tell a text out of it. So in Bing AI, it's possible. I'll show you an example in Bing AI. So if suppose here's an image, I have to upload an image. Suppose I have to select an image. Let me go to stop. Yeah, open. Then I tell it, tell me what's written in this image. So it took the image, and I'm asking like give an extraction, like what is present in this image. So it will analyze the image, and then it will give me the output, like what is understood. So it will take a bit of more time because understanding image is a bit tricky. So you see, it is able to highlight also like what is there. Like we all grow at different rates, and that's okay. So it's see, we all grow at different rates, and it's okay. It's able to find this and also say that the instruction is for different plants, right? That is the beauty of it. Like you can even give images and it will extract text out of it, and you don't have to sit for like if you have a PDF also, it will extract the information out of it, and you don't have to go and install a long PDF downloaders and all. And this is a pretty way to get new things. And even from text to image, like make, or there's a keyword called generate an image of Ma Durga in the Diwali evening. So I showed you from image to text. Now I'll show you from text to image. So it takes a bit of the time, but Okay. Okay. So it's like you have to create. Yeah, Bing. Okay. So here I write. There's another tool. There's a Bing AI for images that's powered by DALL-E 3. So if you're here, we write Ma generate Ma Durga in the eve of Diwali. Okay, I think there's an issue in my. No worries. I'll show you here itself. In Chat GPT 3.5, we're using the normal version. In Chat GPT 4, we can make images as well. So if I write generate image of Ma Durga in Diwali evening festival celebration. So the Chat GPT takes a bit of time because he has to understand each of the words. So yeah, another applications of Chat GPT is that even if you write wrong spellings, like I was writing generate, so it's to generate. I wrote a wrong spelling, but it understood that I want an image of Durga. So you see, yeah, Ma Durga is there sitting on her lion, and there's a Diwali evening, so crackers are bursting in the background, and that's the image. And people can take this image, and then they can, make a discount price or marketing for like Dhan Lakshmi or Dhanderas. Please come to our shop, and you can use this image, and they don't have to spend a lot of money in Photoshop or doing a lot of editing. So this is a good use of ChatGPT. Cool.
Hi, Ashish.
Yeah. Hi. Hello.
Yeah, just one question. Who owns these AI-generated images? I mean, like you just showed, can I copyright this image under my name and I can use it for my own business purposes? Is that okay?
You can't copyright it. That I was coming to that. Like that's the last part. That's why I was just coming to that. So in what to say? Coming to generative AI, there are three things. It comes under responsible AI. So once I'm answering that question in 2 minutes, okay? I cover this, then I'll answer your question. That question. So first, it's called toxicity. So you see, people might be using generative AI for a very wrong reasons, like how to make a bomb or how to join IS. All these questions shouldn't be answered by generative AI. So there are a lot of safeguarding and research is going on in this place. Then there's something called hallucinations. What are hallucinations? I just show you that the numbers are wrong. It's coming wrong, but when we use a step-by-step concept, it gives you the correct answer. Okay, and then there's a factual mistakes are always there. So always cross-check your answers. Then coming to the intellectual property, that your question, that putting a copyright on images generated by AI. So it was recently been seen, someone made an image of Mona Lisa, the French Mona Lisa, and he was trying to sell it. But government saw that it's like a threat to the intellectual property. Like artists spend tons of hours making images. They take like 3 to 4 months to make their paintings. And if generative AI does in seconds and someone comes and claims that, hey, this is made by me and how can you using it? So there's a very conflict on issues happening in the world. But because of that, the governments have declared that you can't rate copyrights on images generated by generative AI. You can use these images as like for your promotions, for your showing to clients, for emailing, as well as for different events like making postcards or making a gift wrapper for your friends or family members in Diwali. But you can't claim it that it's 100% yours because it's all been AI generated. Tomorrow, a same replica can be generated by someone else using some particular prompting techniques, right? Because of that, copywriting is like banned. Like you can't copyright AI generated images. That's the sad part. Yeah. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, yes, very much. And Ashish, regarding this copyright regulation that we just talked about, is it by the Indian government or is it by US? Who has passed this resolution?
This is by Joe Biden himself. Like, this is a hot topic going on in the market right now. Joe Biden himself said that images that are generated shouldn't be copyright. People shouldn't have the copyright benefit of it, because those can be generated by anyone, and there's no security to cross check which one is original, which one is not original. That's why they have taken out this copyright thing altogether. And recently, there's a new thing coming up in the image industry. It's called image poisoning. Like, it's called image poison. You can Google it. So what does it do? That if someone, some images are given to the model, and which has this poison algorithm encrypted to it, it will go and destroy the model. Suppose I can show you, like, if I go to Google and write image poisoning, image poisoning. Okay, image poisoning for LLM. Okay, before I go forward, I'll tell you there's a very beautiful extension is there called Merlin. So suppose you're Google searching something and you want just the gist of it. So this Merlin extension will give you all the details on the side. You don't have to go and talk to ChatGPT. If the ChatGPT platform is down and you need an instant answer, you can use Merlin itself. Like, it's a Google extension and it's very popular. And it also helps you to summarize YouTube videos. If a long YouTube video is there and you don't have the patience or you don't have the time, but you want just the crux of it, you can use Merlin. It will give you timestamp wise, like what the person is saying and what are the important keywords. Yeah. So coming for this one, so there is a there's a poison of LLM models is that you can just cross check it. So basically, the images get poisoned and the models are destroyed. Your ChatGPT models are destroyed. So currently, this is also in market. So be very careful what type of images you are putting into the models. Okay. So with that, I will also come to an end. Like, he's a Sam Altman. Okay, he is the CEO of OpenAI, and he's one of the key founders of ChatGPT. Okay, he says that AI tools are very good at doing tasks, but at doing whole jobs, worse for now. What does that mean? It means that AI can do your task, that some of your tasks, like I showed, the emailing, or be it your making some guesswork from the images, it can do that. But if you give a whole task to it, it will not be able to do that. That's why humans will persist. Okay, that's why I constantly say the people who know how to use AI will survive in the long run, and that's why try to adapt to this new thing, make most out of it, but try to as well, like, polish yourself what's going in the market, be more aware, and AI will not replace you. People think AI will replace them. It will not replace you if you know how to control AI, because AI doesn't have brains. It can do tasks, but it won't be able to jobs. Job is a very big thing. It won't be able to do jobs. So be more open to learning it. Try to take as much as possible. Do some research and keep going. So that's from my end. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Hi Ashish, it's Puneet. I missed the beginning, but just logging into and querying in chat in AI, is it just going into Google and asking for AI information, or how do you log in? That's what I missed.
Okay, into the ChatGPT?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll show you quickly. Like, that's not a big difficult. So you go to this something called OpenAI is there. OpenAI. Just write this. Okay.
Okay.
And then you get OpenAI. You click on this, and then there's some ChatGPT you will see here. You click here, and then try ChatGPT.
Okay.
Okay. When you click ChatGPT, then the login, it will ask for login. So you have to sign up with your mobile phone, and you will get to see this this page of yours. Like, if I go to, you'll get able to see this page of yours, and then you start writing it and talking to the chat.
Okay.
Ashish,
Hello.
Thank you.
You're most welcome.
Ashish,
Yeah. Tell me.
Ashish Bhaiya, a question. I have one question.
Sure,
I
sure.
have downloaded that ChatGPT 3.5 app and I am using since 3 days. But you said we should not give your true phone numbers and may I know the reason? Email ID.
Yeah. The reason being, like, if you give your phone number and others, right? It's a private information, right? Like we don't know how secure ChatGPT is currently, right? We
Yes.
know it's a good tool and we can use it for
Yes.
our benefits, but we don't know how secure the tool is. Like, if you give a phone number tomorrow, it might be that, suppose if you recently heard that Pizza Hut leaked people's email IDs and phone numbers, right? It got leaked.
Okay.
Something like that. So similarly, if tomorrow some hacker comes and they try to debug it and try to leak the information, then your phone number might be floating in the air. Like, someone might use it for random use. We don't know, right? So it's better to protect our personal information and not to give out like email address and phone number to ChatGPT. You can give some dummy values, make some dummy like hey, the check is this phone number relevant. So I'm not writing my phone number here, but yeah. So if people write this and search, if ChatGPT knows that your phone number and then it tries to pull out your information, that's scary, right?
Yes.
Yes. That's why I recommend don't give personal information here. Like, keep your personal information away, and if you need something similar to it, make a dummy table and try to ask around, but try to refrain from giving your
I have one more question here. Like now, how shall I protect my data? I have already downloaded and I'm using it. So how to check it?
Okay, you already given your phone number. Okay, while logging in or in the ChatGPT while chatting? Which one? While chatting?
No, not while chatting. While logging.
Okay, while logging, that's fine. That's fine. While logging, it's fine. It's like it's their policy, like so that people don't get multiple accounts. So that to restrict the number of accounts, they do that. That's not the same thing as chatting with ChatGPT. That's protected by, because this is the authentication, right? Like, if you log into Instagram or log into WhatsApp, that time also you give a phone number, right? That is the authentication process. That's completely different from here. Here I'm saying no, because this is the where it actually tries to learn. So ChatGPT, which is 3.5 version that you have, it's actually in a training phase. Okay, it's not like fully trained. It's a training phase. So it's try to learn from your behavior, from our behavior, and try to make the model better. Okay, that's why don't make it learn your own data. Like, make it learn the things you want, but don't make it learn about your private informations.
Yes, as you gave the example of making a cake, I tried that also.
Yeah, nice. So if you ask ChatGPT that I have this much amount of money and I want to make a birthday cake for my friend, how do I do it? It will give you wonderful answers. And okay, so thank you. I hope I answered your question.
Thank you. Yes, thank you so much.
Hello.
Yeah. Hi. Yeah. Okay.
Hello. Yeah. Hi.
Hi, Ashish. Thank you very much, and I wish you and all the participants happy Diwali. I just have a couple of questions. One is, suppose I have a use case wherein I have a PDF and I would like ChatGPT to answer questions from users based on that PDF. How should I go about this use case? Is it like, should I you be using ChatGPT API? Because I see that one can upload a document or something in ChatGPT 4, but not in 3.5. And my second question is regarding image poisoning that you mentioned in the last part of your presentation. Is it like you mentioned poisoning of model, but I'm not. I would request clarity. Is it like deep fakes, the image is being poisoned, or the model which creates the image, the coding, that is being injection of some malicious script.
Right.
So
Correct.
these two
So,
are my questions.
yes,
Thank you.
So coming to your first question, so yes, coming to PDF versions, there's something called askpdf.com. You can use that website. You can upload your PDF and you can get the answer to your questions from the askpdf.com. Apart from that, coming to my poisoning of the image. So it's the image that we upload. It poisons the model. It actually reduces the images. Like modeling's capacity to generate good images. We takes the image, it checks the image, and while checking, they have put some matrix over there, some malicious matrix, which will infect the models, and it deteriorates the performance of the modeling itself. So that's a very tough way to detect that. Like a lot of research is going on right now on top of it, but it's in the market. So I think basically the ones that are there in Google are safe, but downloading images from various other websites will be tough to tough to like decode. So I would suggest like try to stick to Google or other like the known websites rather than like Pinterest and all, rather than going towards other unknown websites.
Thank you very much.
Happy Diwali, Ashish. Happy Diwali to everyone. I have a quick question. Regarding uploading PDFs, can I upload copyrighted PDF to know the summary of the book?
Copyrighted PDF, yes, you can provide a copyrighted PDF as well, but
is it safe?
Means is it safe? Means to chat GPT, right? So
yeah, is it exposed to someone? That's my
Mhm.
question.
Okay. Means copyrighted PDF as in a research paper or something?
Yeah, something like that. It is a standard that people have to buy by paying money. So my company pays money to buy that PDF. Can I upload that and ask question from that PDF?
I would suggest that if it's a company's data, there's something called Azure OpenAI ChatGPT. Okay, it's not OpenAI, it's Azure OpenAI ChatGPT. They provide enterprise secured API key, OpenAI API key, and that's by that comes under Microsoft. Azure is a cloud service by Microsoft, so it comes under that. So there your PDF will become secure. Instead of using the public one, the 3.5 is used for training. So instead of using that, I suggest you use the this one, means the Azure OpenAI ChatGPT version, and that will be protected, and your personal information will not be leaked.
Thank you. Yeah, I understand. Thanks.
Yeah, most welcome.
Hi, Ashish. Happy Diwali to all of you. I have a question. Like, if we upload a PDF to ChatGPT and we ask questions that what content it has, what are the main contents, does it able to answer that?
It does. Like it's like again, like it is not free from hallucination. In that case, you have to like cross check the details. Like if suppose some expert is there, he has already gone through the PDF and all, and then you upload it and get the summary. You cross check with that expert, like is the details all correct or not. Don't blindly accept what you see in ChatGPT, because it's like a writer. It's not like a detective. Like it writes from the bottom of his heart. Okay, so it will write out what it feels like, but factual errors might be there. So you can use it as a template, and then you can modify it according to after doing some research. Yeah.
So, can you suggest any website which is an expert in telling that, apart from ChatGPT, as you already told that ChatGPT is going to make errors. So what is supposed to be done with, like, what website you suggest so that it can expertly guide on the summaries and all?
That's a very good question. Suggesting that again, those websites are again, like they have their own models, right? It's not free, like it's not like what to say, they are also models that they don't turn out to be book like people. So the best way will be, what you do is that you use ChatGPT, okay, and try to make instruct it in something like, you're a book reader expert, okay, tell it that you're a book reader expert and this is a detail I want from you, and try not to be creative. You can write this prompt like, try not to be creative and give solution only from the book. You can give something restricted, like not letting it be very creative and going out of the bounds. Be very crisp to what we are looking for, and then it will give you a solution. So going online and talking to researchers, I'm myself, I'm not sure like if there is a website who actually cross checks ChatGPT's results and tell whether it's correct or not. But that's a very good use case. Like people might come up with some solutions, but what I would say that you can give this such a prompt where you restrict too much of creativity from ChatGPT, and it will just go with your details that are present in the book itself and give you the output. Yeah.
Okay, like if we tell the ChatGPT that like read the PDF like an expert and provide us the content from the PDF only. Is it going
Right.
to work like this?
Yes, it's going to work. It will give you the better result compared to the previous one where you just paste the PDF and asking questions from it.
Okay, and one more question I have, in some PDFs, there is scanned pages are there. Like there are some PDFs where you can copy the data and the content, and there are some PDF where you cannot copy the data. It's just they have just scanned pages there. So this GPT is able to access those content from those pages as well.
I think yes. So there's a concept called OCR, okay, optical character recognition, OCR. So as I showed you the image, if you saw that, like I just gave an image where it was written like, we all grow at different rates and that's okay. That was not having actually the characters in a textual format. There's all purely image format, but it was still able to detect and get. We are able to get it out of the being AI. Similarly, ChatGPT also has that capability to go through the detail even if it's an image and extract data from it. So I would suggest that in that case, what you do is that you try to give data like what to say, batch wise, not the whole data at the same time, but give it batch wise and see like how good the results are. Because PDFs, normal PDFs, like if you give as a book, I haven't tried it personally, so I can't comment on it like how good the result will be. But you can give small images and try to see whether it's able to you're getting the answers or not.
No. Let's just imagine like there is a PDF would have 60 chapters. Let's just imagine that. Okay. And so you want the summary of 31st chapter because it's very complicated. So you want the summary or you want the notes of it. If you tell them ChatGPT that this is the PDF, and in chapter 31, kindly make a notes of it and with your experts' opinions. So does this going to work? Like because it's going to only give the chapter 31st opinion. It's not going to give the whole book. Is it possible? And,
yes, it's possible.
Okay.
So what you can do is that you can paste the book, and as I give you the example, like the Alchemist example, where I said that I want a recap of last 100 pages so that I can continue reading of the book. Similarly, you can just tell that I want a summary of the first 13 chapters, and you are a expert summarizer, and summarize this within 50 words or in the top 10 points. Like that, it will go through this first part and it will give you the summary according to them. Yeah. It's possible, but you need ChatGPT 4, I guess, for it. Like the ChatGPT 3's window is limited. A context window is limited to 3000 right now. Yeah.
Yeah, that means I have to buy that 4 version. Okay, so one more thing, that is ChatGPT is going to is it available in ChatGPT right now that we can work on Hindi language as well?
Yes,
Is it
we
available?
can. Yes, it's there in Hindi language as well. Like let me share my screen and can show you.
Yeah.
So if you're able to see my screen.
Yes, I can.
So like yeah. So you can just tell ChatGPT like write a poem in Hindi on Mera Bharat Mahan. So see, it starts to write in Hindi as well.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It's I'm not using the 4 version. I can see ChatGPT 3.5, so it can write in Hindi, and there's a very beautiful extension. There's something called okay, I don't have it right now. There's something called IRPRM. It's a extension which can add tone to the way you want ChatGPT to speak. Like suppose you want ChatGPT to speak in the style of in the style of Virat Kohli. You can speak in the style of Virat Kohli. If you want to speak in the style of Shah Rukh Khan, you can speak in the style of Shah Rukh Khan, and the output will be in that way. It's the generated. That's also
Can you record that as well?
Yeah, you can't record it, but you can you can go to video.ai. There's a website where you can paste that text over there and can generate voices as well.
Okay, got your point. Thank you so much, Ashish. And I request you, like, apart from this, can you recommend some of the websites so that, the AI websites apart from ChatGPT, like the AI ones apart from this, so that we can go ahead and do our research if ChatGPT is limiting us.
Sure.
Yeah, that would be great.
Hey, hi, Ashish.
Hi, Dan.
Yeah, Ashish. Yeah, hi. First of all, thanks a lot for this wonderful session and taking out time to enrich us with the details of this ChatGPT generative AI. I have one question actually. See, there is no second thought that the generative AI or ChatGPT is, if used positively, it's like working wonder. And we have seen the demonstration that you showed us today. At the same time, honestly speaking, these using not only ChatGPT but another AI tools as well, and then these deep fakes and everything, which are creating kind of instability among the masses, and it's also some destructive forces are using it negatively. And I remember that when this thing started happening, major of these IT giants, which are, even I remember it included Musk as well, and they said that they requested to stop the AI development for some time till there are some concrete regulations in using the AI tools. I just wanted to understand from you, being the expert in this field and having worked extensively in this field, are there any concrete steps taken across the globe to regulate the use of AI, so that there are some strict regulations which will restrict people from making the perverted use of it or making the wrong use of it? So if you can please throw some light on that.
Sure. So coming to your statement on Elon Musk saying that AI is dangerous and that he made that statement, I also clearly remember that. But recently, even Elon Musk has come up with their new Gen AI chatbot. It's called Rain, Ryan. You can just Google it. So people say a lot of things and they turn out to be doing different things, right? So that's
right.
Apart from that, like coming to government regulations, like one, just like I showed, I was saying about responsible AI. So Joe Biden currently he said that no copyrights can be kept on images generated by generative AI. Okay, that's there. And then a lot of other regulations are slowly have started taking up for this thing, generative AI. For example, if I share my screen and I write a prompt like generate a bomb and something like that, it will not tell you about it. Like if I say right, how to make excuses for not completing my work at office. Okay, if I say something like that, it will say you that it's not advisable. It will say like it's not advisable to regularly make excuses. So this you see, it's a restriction. It's putting a restriction over there. It's saying no, I won't help you out there. And so let's be honest and professional. Okay, it's important to be honest and professional. And then just telling you what are the things you can do. Like you should go and apologize to them. Then you should convey it earlier if you're coming late or something. Okay, then you then seek assistance from others and get the work done. Help by coordination. Communicate proactively that you won't be available. So it's not helping you making excuses and trying to protect you from in the wrong means. If you ask me how to make a bomb, it will not tell you how to make a bomb. Like it will not give you the ingredients and all. So there's a lot of AI restrictions are there. You can't say that go and talk about various types of religion basis. My grandmother tried to teach religion to ChatGPT, and she was banned from ChatGPT. ChatGPT banned her. So lots of restrictions are going on. So things are like not that like I know it's a very gray area, but researches are still going on this on responsible AI part, like the regulation.
Yeah. Sure. Thank you, Ashish. Honestly speaking, I just gave that example of mask, but as you rightly said, that we just need to be optimistic about it, and we should, from our end, try to kind of make positive contributions so that technology proves as a boon and not a bane for the humanity. Sure. Thank you.
Right.
Thanks.
Right. Yes. You're most welcome.
Ashish, I have one more question with you. Like, does this technology is going to help people in the future for their mental health as well?
So coming to mental health, like many people are making their AI friends through ChatGPT, and there's something called custom GPT, through which they can like choose a character like in which way the AI should answer them, and they're making friends through that. But I would suggest that instead of using ChatGPT for making friends, use ChatGPT to improve your communication and soft skills. Like it acts as a therapist at times. Like act as a therapist and suggest me some good ways to talk to other people. So in that case, it will give you some steps. You can follow those steps, or you can use your learning in order to communicate. So mental health of people are, I would say that coming to the mental health, I would suggest like use ChatGPT for growth. Like there's a lot of things people are doing with ChatGPT, but interacting with as much as possible. Try to interact with more people. Don't be AI dependent. Too much of AI dependent, because the road becomes very lonely. Like if you just become AI dependent. So.
So basically, can it give the example? Like for example, like if we put something into ChatGPT, let's suppose a person is very disturbed and there is no one to help him. So if we ask ChatGPT that like act like a therapist and provide me some counseling in the stress and all these things, right? But it's going to give the like. It's going to give you a point. Do this, do that, do this, do that. But it's going to give any practical examples, practical scenarios, because at those times, people need inspirational story to motivate them to push themselves out to take the action. When a person is in actually a lot of stress, they are unable to make it out. But when they learn a lot from the people inspirational story, they actually move their body to kick the stress out of their life. So does it going to help out with examples and something like that?
Yeah, so I would say that use ChatGPT like just to talk. After talking, you will come to know something, and It also gives you list of good music to listen to, a list of music, or I guess a good podcast to listen to, or good movies to watch. It will make your mind divert, but a lot of time it happens people need to vent out. So ChatGPT is not good at venting out. Like you can vent out, but as I said, it neutralizes its tonality. It's always neutral. It's never excited or like a listener. It's always in tone is very neutral. In that case, if you're not really looking for therapist, there's something called newyork.com, and they have free services they give for chatting with the people. 20 minutes free session. You can chat with them and vent out, and real time counselors are there, so you can talk to them and they will give you good solutions as well.
Okay.
Chatbot is the way of solution you're looking for.
Yeah, because this is because I was reading something yesterday. So that was topic was now like in future people are going to talk about mental health as a part of their essential activities, because that's what that article was all about. And in the future, upcoming future, and people talk about what is your daily routine. So for 1 hour they're gonna work for the mental health. So that's what it was all about.
True.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes. You're most welcome.
Thank you, Ashish. If no other questions, we can share another mind empowering technique and end the session for today. Any other questions for Ashish? Okay. Thank you, Ashish. It was very insightful. Thank you for all the sharings. So just a quick reminder, next week we are going to start a new series of topic for related with data architecture. Those, even if you don't aspire to be a data architect, it's still good from a data perspective, as we've discussed in the past. Knowing a little bit about everything is highly rewarding in the IT career. So request you to please sign up for and mention your friends if they haven't. If you sign up for any of the sessions in the past, you don't need to do anything. You can just join the WhatsApp group. So we'll share a mind empowerment technique. Today is Diwali and tomorrow is according to the Hindu calendar, it'll be a new year. We need to understand how to bring newness in our life. And it is not just a new year, but new year is also tied with new enthusiasm, determination as well. Pretty soon it will be a new calendar year on the 1st of January as well. And what we observe is when there is something new, there's a lot of enthusiasm and determination. And then after some time, that determination and that enthusiasm dies away like a soda bottle. It fizzes it out, and then we are back to square one. So, what can we do? What is the process to make sure that enthusiasm remains at that high level when we set these goals and we make a determined vow that we need to do this, right? So, first, we need to make sure that we set goals. If we don't have the goals, you can't achieve what you want to. So usually it's a good practice to write down your goal, keep it in front of you all the time. Because if it's not in front of you, out of sight, out of mind, it's very easy to then forget it. Because if it's a new year, then you will remember it for a few days. If it's a determined thought. If the power of determination is less, it will fizzle away a lot quicker. You'll remember it for 2 days, maybe a few hours. After that, out of sight, out of mind, forgotten. If you're very determined about it, you will do something about it for a week, maybe a month, and then again back to normal. So this is how the mind works, right? But to make successful people who achieve their goals, step one, you define the goal, make it very clear what that goal is. We always say you should create SMART goals, right? SMART goals is something that's feasible, it's achievable, it's measurable, it's actionable, right? You can actually do it. You don't set unrealistic goals. And to make sure that that goal is achievable, you set a plan for it. And in that plan, you set up milestones. It's like a project. You define the milestones so you can measure how successful you are in. For example, if you want to get a high paying job or if you want to change your job, that could be a goal that I'm going to get a high paying job, right? And then you can define more specifics into that goal that I'm going to get a job in this particular bracket, 30 to 40 lakhs. That anyone with few years of experience in IT, 10 plus years of experience should be getting that much. If not, then it's time to explore the market. So set a goal, be very specific, think through it, right? The more the specific goal, the more you will be determined to achieve it, right? Visualizing success is also a good stimulant for the mind. Live through it, right? Imagine yourself achieving that success. That gives a lot of positive energy because you feel good about it, right? So instead of wasting time talking with others and all and discussing it, you make a plan, right? So be very specific about your goal, get into the details, keep it in front of you. Step one. Step two, check your level of determination. How badly you want to achieve that goal. Is it okay to not miss the goal, or I'm just doing it for fun? Then your determination level is automatically going to be low, and the chances of you achieving that goal are close to minimal. So pump the power of determination in that goal. Remind yourself. So how do you make it more determined? Remind yourself of the goal. But if the goal is not in front of you, then you're going to forget it. So look at the goal. Revisit it, how it is going to be when you achieve that goal. Remind yourself of the vows that you've taken, saying, I am going to achieve this. I am going to learn a new skill. I am going to do X, Y, Z. Remind yourself every day. It's very important to remind it because then your mind starts accepting it, and the mind is becoming more passionate about that goal, and it starts staying more focused on it. So after determination comes focus. And focus is very important because if you set a goal, you're determined, then you need to be focused. Because if you have 4 goals and you're determined about all of them, but you're not going to be focused because you got limited time and energy. So stay focused, right? So this is what I'm going to do. Most of the time, what we've observed is that when it comes to focus, the mind wanders a lot. It spends a lot of time in the wastage. So Diwali is a good reminder. Before the new year comes, what do? We get rid of the old things and we do a cleanup. So we have a fresh start and you're staying determined on the new things. Similarly, we clean the external surroundings, but we don't clean the cobwebs in the mind. And what these cobwebs in the minds are, these doubts. Can I do it? I've never been able to do it. It's always difficult. All this negative attitude, those perceptions, all the wasteful thoughts, they drain away your energy. They tend you to lose focus on your goal because you're going to spend more time thinking about the negative. And by the way, negative thoughts, negative energy doesn't get any work done. It just adds to your stress level, but nothing positive comes out of it. Negative goes in your mind, negative gets multiplied. One question and then another question. Can I do it? No one thinks I can do it. Will I be able to do it? This other person failed in this exam 3 times. I don't think so I'll be able to do it. All these are weak thoughts, which will just lower and make you more weaker. So don't give room for such thoughts. As and when those thoughts start, put a full stop right over there. Don't put a question mark over there, but put a full stop right then and there itself. You've made that determination. You are determined to do it. Believe in yourself. You've done it many times. Look at the positive, look at your achievements, focus on that goal. Success is nothing but guaranteed. Start believing in yourselves. You always say, if you don't believe in yourselves, don't expect others to believe in you. So belief needs to start within you. So look inside you. Don't waste time on things that are not relevant. Stay focused on your goal. Success is guaranteed. So if you follow these simple techniques, remove all these cobwebs from the mind, all these doubts, time wasters, identify tasks and activities in your life which result in no output but are simply just wasting time. Make a list of it so you're aware what are those time wasters and replace it with new habits. When you start replacing these old habits which wasting time and with new habits which are achieving things, those new habits give a new perception and a direction to your life. Your life is going to be a lot more fulfilling and it's going to be a lot more happier because you feel a sense of victory within you that you decided to do something and you were able to do it. And once that process starts, then nothing is unachievable. You set small, actionable, measurable goals, you achieve them through this process, then you set another goal and you achieve it. And pretty much you will feel self-confident that you can achieve whatever you want to because you know the process of being successful. So try this out. If anyone has any questions, you can always ask questions. Or if those who already tried it out, feel free to share in this forum whether this technique works for you or not. That, again, a happy Diwali and a happy New Year to all of you. Any questions? You can always ask now, or you can.
Yeah. Hi, Mukesh. Happy Diwali to
Yes.
everyone.
Thank you, Mukesh Bhaiya. Happy Diwali to all.
Okay, so Mukesh, my question is that, you have talked about what we talk to ourselves, the positive affirmations and all. So sometimes, the doubt inside us confuses us, and it looks like a positive stuff, but it actually is a doubtful stuff. So how can we overcome it? And how can we come brain noises? Because, if we don't sow the right seeds, the weeds is gonna come out anyways. That's how our minds are designed. So what we can do if we are, because if this chatter is not going to stop, and so this it's going to further lead us to more depressions and other kind of stuff because this chatter needs to be stopped. And we are in this age where we are running for money, running for doing this, doing that, but we are not stopping ourselves. Okay, meditation is a good point, but sometimes meditation also requires your mind to be little peaceful so that you can concentrate and focus. So what is to be done? What are the practical techniques?
Yeah.
So I can write it out so I can work it out.
Yeah. So I'll share with you the technique, but also if you're interested into the details, why it works, because everyone has opinions and techniques and everything, but after some time they stop working, and it's even more frustrating. So I will tell you why it would work and how it works, because then when you believe in something, then it's a lot easier to accept it and adopt it. So the way our mind works, as you said, this internal chatter, when you're not doing anything, there's something always going on in the mind. And this internal chatter is actually a great influencer in what we do, right? Because we are our own friend. We are constantly talking with ourselves. And that self-talk has a huge impact on what we become and what we decide to do, right? And that's why it's very important to be aware of this self-talk. And as you said, how do I change it? Because that change, if that self-talk is positive, it's inspiring, and it can do a lot of things. It is the power that makes us move forward, right? If I'm giving that power in the reverse gear, my car will move backwards. But if that power is in the drive mode, then that same power will move us forward. So how do we channel that energy to move forward? That is the question. The answer to that is these thoughts which are generated, these thoughts are generated primarily because of 4 factors. One is habits. We are so habitual to doing things that, even if there's no input, you're not looking at it, you're not doing anything, no one is around you, these thoughts will continue, right? And this is a habit. To break old habits, we have to create a new habit. And it takes minimum 3 weeks to make sure that habit has some foundation. And if you do it for 3 months, then that habit becomes a strong habit. And when that, after 3 months, if you keep doing the same thing, it becomes very natural and it becomes part of your nature. So we need to get rid of this habit of lowering our self-esteem and negative talk and so on. We cannot completely empty ourselves saying, I'm not going to have any thoughts. I'm going to shut down that talk. You cannot shut it down. You can keep yourself busy so that if it's negative, you're not giving more time and energy and thought to it. But instead, you create a new pattern, a new habit of positivity and so on. That's one thing. Second thing is, the way these thoughts are created has a lot to do with your surroundings, the environment you are in. Observe, a simple check is make a list of your top 5 friends, right? And you don't have to tell anyone. Make a list of top 5 friends, and you'll observe that a lot of the things that your friends are doing, hyping, if they're in hyping jobs, you will tend to do it. You're like the median of that group of 5 people you're around with. That's why we say, as the company, so the color. Watch the company and the environment you are in, the company of your friends. It could be family members, it could be anyone. Watch that, because that has a great influence on how you perceive yourselves, especially there are a lot of old childhood memories where parents doubt their children and they say, you can never do this. You've never been successful. You'll never do this. You just can't do it. When you're listening to that throughout the years, your mind starts accepting it, and then that creates self-doubt. But that's how it started, right? So now you have to create a new perception of yourself, right? How we see ourselves, right? That perception is very important, because if that perception is demeaning, right, then that personality would not have any confidence, and you will always lack self-respect. Because respect, how you see yourself, in what light you're seeing yourself in the mirror of the mind. How do you see yourself? If you see yourself, I'm a total failure, I've never been able to achieve this, or my father, my mother, or someone is always doubting me, my boss doesn't believe in me, all that self-talk, that is just giving that more perception to it. So we need to change how we think about ourselves. When we understand and know who we are, then other people's perception matter less and less. The reality is, if there are 10 people, all 10 people will have different perceptions about you, because that is a perception, not a reality. And their perceptions vary. All of them will not have the same perceptions. They will vary for that same individual, because those perceptions are partly a reflection of them. So it's not an absolute reality, because those perceptions are not a reflection of you, but they're a reflection of their experiences, their beliefs, and it will just take 1 or 2 data points and create a perception. So it's very important we believe in ourselves, who we are, and we need to be honest and realistic about it, but not based our perception based on what other people believe and think about us. Because if you try to please all those 10 people, never will be able to please it. 11th one will come and will say, well, you should have done this. And your life will be a total mess. Right? So this self-talk just gets amplified based on what environment, what people are there. And a huge contributor to this self-talk is factoring perceptions of other people. So one thing is, make sure you're not getting all that noise and that negativity from other people's opinion about you. You're not surrounded by more negative people, because that's just going to feed more negative energy into it. So take care of the environment, right? What things are you surrounded with? That is one important factor to be able to change that self-talk, because it takes time, but you will be able to replace it. That self-belief that, yes, I am in control of my thoughts, maybe not looks like not 100%, but it's just a matter of time. That self-belief is the beginner, is that ignition, is that spark to start new things. The other thing is, what you think is also based on what you see, what you hear, right? So what you read. So be mindful and careful of not only what you're surrounded with, but what are you choosing? How to spend your time on what things? What are you reading? What are you listening to? For example, if you're listening to a lot of TV serials, if you're watching to a lot of crime drama serials or so on, you're going to get frightful scenes at night. You may not realize it. It's very subconscious. The mind picks it up and then, it starts weaving those things, but it's a very subconscious process. We don't realize it, but that does have an impact. For example, to let me prove it to you, let's say if you watch a movie, after you come out of the theater, do you think that it's all done and dusted over there, or you think you'll be thinking about that movie after some time? It's a question. What do you think?
Yes, of course, we do think after sometimes, I can give you the example, the Bahubali first part, people were like, why is the fucking Bahubali? You know, that was the most, high rated question. It was at that time. So they have, it's a mindful technique. They have done it so that they can, prepare people to watch the movie again and again. So yeah,
Exactly, because they know how the mind works. So
yeah,
the
they know.
movie was just for 3 hours, but you're thinking about it for a long time, right? Because it created an impression on your mind. And what you see, right? We've got different memories. If we see something, there's a visual, there's an audio to it, it has an impact on our mind. And even though that scene was, it lasted for some amount of finite amount of duration of time, its impact creates these vibrations, right? So think of it this way: you're throwing a stone in the river. Throwing the stone in the river is an event. It took 1 second, but those vibrations are multiple and they last longer and they travel wider and faster. The mind is just like that. What you see, what you read, what you hear, right? These events, they create these ripple waves and perceptions. And these perceptions, they keep on recurring as well. One triggers another. And then these creates these mind webs as well. And then you're constantly thinking about it. So it's very important to be mindful and be aware of what kind of stones are you throwing in the river of the mind. Is it, what kind of memories are you creating? Because the more the powerful the memory, the more you will think about it, and it'll be a self-talk. That powerful memories generate this self-talk. So if it's a powerful memory, and that powerful memory could be good or it could be bad. If it's a bad, it has even more power, because the environment, we are surrounded with a lot of negativity that amplifies it. If it's a good memory, then it has a lot of power. You can think about it and it becomes fresh as well. For example, think about a day when you were the most happiest, right? Take a pause, think about it for just 2 seconds or 10 seconds. Think about that moment, that memory when you were the most happiest. Yeah. Now, that memory, you replayed it, but if you replay it again and again, that will also create self-talk. And it's a process where, if you're depressed or you're not feeling good, anything, you can replay that mind. You have that control. You have that remote control to replay past powerful positive memories, or you also have the option of playing negative hurtful memories where someone said some bad words to you or someone said something which hurt you. If you replay it, it will cause that hurt and pain again with that same intensity. So we always have a choice what memories we want to replay, or rather create new positive memories, which will create this new type of self-talk, right? So if you stay focused on how to create new habits, how to stay around positive, like-minded people, how to, go deeper in yourself and just observe yourself, be a witness to yourself and see what kind of thoughts are there. Your state of mind is directly proportional and linked to the quality of thoughts. You create a positive thought, you will feel positive right away. You create a negative thought, you'll feel negative right away. It's instant. So your state of mind, it's not something, oh, you do something and then you get it. No, it's instant. The state of the quality of your thoughts will determine your state of mind. The quality of that self-talk will determine again your state of mind, because each of it is a thought and it's creating this constant chatter. So those are some of the ways you can start changing that pattern, surrounding yourself with like-minded people, reading positive things, reading a little bit more about spirituality, being aware of who you are, what is your purpose in life, and looking for something beyond what you've traditionally done, and look in yourself, what is my purpose of life? Once you start getting into spirituality, then it takes a different dimension by itself. But those are very powerful techniques to change that. And you have to experience it, believe it, that yes, this works, but understand why it works and how it works as well. It's a long answer. I don't know if it answers your question, Aditya, but that's what I do.
Yeah, yes, it does. Thank you, Mukesh, for your wonderful time and your wonderful guidance. And also, like for other type, like it's already very late. We all have to go for our family Diwali and all. So can I get your number if I would have like to have a word with you? Is it possible?
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, sure. Uh, y- uh, yeah, it's on my WhatsApp. Probably, if you are you part of any WhatsApp groups?
Yes, I am a part of data architecture, career path guidance, and all machine
Yes. So
learning.
there's a +44 number. That's mine. You can message me anytime. I think there's only one +44 number. It has Mukesh on it. Otherwise, I'll find
Yeah,
you and I'll message you.
your name is written there, right? I'm
Yes.
not
Yeah,
sure.
it should be there. Yeah, it should be there.
Okay, sure. I'll talk to you on that. Yeah, I got your number.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
+4475. Okay, got it. Okay, got it. Thank you, Mukesh. Thank you for a wonderful time.
Yeah, no worries. Well, thank you all of you for participation, even on a holiday. And
Yes,
bless
happy Diwali to everyone. All the very best for your this wonderful festival is going to bring a lot of light and a lot of prosperity in your homes. Thank you so much. Good luck. Bye-bye.